Should I just be on your page? I'm on there. Okay.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to the stream. TJ, Kemi, Manny, Sirius, welcome back to the stream. How you guys doing today? Happy Tuesday. Hopefully everybody's having a good day so far. So today, we do something a little different. We do something that we have not done before on this stream, and that is actually interview a real, live, living person. It should be incredible, I would think. Purple, welcome back to the stream. How you doing today, my friend? Welcome back. So today, so let me give you a little bit of background about what this whole thing is about. So, I was, as you guys know, I love full motion video games, movies, all that kind of stuff. I love that kind of stuff. And I continually research all different kinds of games and things like that to play on stream. And one day I came across an interactive movie. So think it is a movie, but you actually have choice. It's like a choose your own adventure kind of thing, but in video format. So I came across this movie called Chuckle's Revenge. And at the time, I was looking at things to potentially play for October. Hype Gamer, welcome back to the stream. How you doing today, my friend? Welcome back. Today, we boldly go where no pancake is on before. That's right, Kemi. That is right. So today, So I was looking at games to potentially play in October because October obviously is like a Halloween month because that's where Halloween falls. And I figured, well, let's look at some scary games and scary movies and things like that. And I came across a movie called Chuckle's Revenge, and I started to do a little bit of research. And it seemed to like tick all the boxes for me for horror. First of all, it was clowns. It was full motion video, and you guys know I love full motion video. I love movie kind of stuff. It's my thing. You know how many times we played full motion video games on here. So, excuse me. So I went out and I started thinking, well, this is a little bit different than what we normally stream. Excuse me. This is a little bit different than what we normally stream because it's actually a movie. This is actually a movie. It's not technically a game. So there's legalities and things like that obviously associated with streaming something, and I didn't want to mess something up and be like, oh yeah, we're going to stream this and then have a movie posted somewhere that's actually for sale. I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. So I contacted the creator of the film, Adam Prusan, and we had a couple of discussions back and forth, and I thought, it would be a really cool idea to actually do something different and interview him before we play the movie. First of all, get his permission to play the movie, and second of all, interview him about the movie, about the whole process, about everything like that, and see and kind of get some insight as far as what he did creating it, what were his thought processes, because to be honest with you, and you'll hear about this a little bit as we start talking, the original concept for this thing started well before most of the interactive movies and things like that have been released. So I'm actually pretty excited about that. So we talked back and forth, and Adam agreed to appear on the stream and be interviewed and kind of stick with us and stick around and take everybody's questions. So if you guys have questions, throw them my way, and I will relay them to Adam. And basically go through and do one playthrough of the video. So here's the important thing. Here's the important thing. This movie, Chuckle's Revenge, is currently available on Amazon. It is currently on sale. So, in order to not detract from any sales and to really be more of a promotional vehicle as opposed to detracting from sales, what we're doing is we're doing one playthrough of one path through the film. There are multiple paths. One path through the film, and the actual video that gets posted to YouTube will not contain the full playthrough. It'll just be a little mishmash of highlights and things like that. So that's more to encourage people to go check out the actual film as opposed to putting the entire film out there on YouTube, because that just wouldn't be right, and that would stop sales and everything, and that would be a bad thing. So that's what we're looking at right now. So without further ado, I am going to start up the interview. I'm going to bring Adam hopefully onto the screen. Hopefully this kind of works. Adam, hopefully you can hear me and at least see me on the stream on the website.
Yes.
Okay, great. And hopefully everybody out there can hear Adam talking. It looks like everybody should be able to. So I think we're going to get started. So just by means of introduction, this is Adam Prusan, the creator and also clown star of Chuckle's Revenge. So, Adam, do you want to give us just tell us a little bit about yourself, if you don't mind?
Well, I've been a filmmaker since I was about 7, growing up in New Jersey, and Chuckle's Revenge was my biggest project. I got inspired in '93 to do an interactive horror film as I was reading about DVD being developed. But, of course, before Chuckle's Revenge, I was working on something called Virtual Prey, which you may have heard of. I worked on that from '99 to '03, but it didn't become a DVD. We just made a promotional video, and we didn't get the money, basically, to make it. So, but Chuckle's Revenge, I started in '03, and finally, by '09, it was available.
Great. So, reading about, and I've done a little bit of research, it sounded like the path to getting Chuckle's Revenge actually created kind of went through peaks and valleys and had all sorts of different casting kind of things where you guys had to deal with. Can you tell us a little bit about some of the difficulties, or I guess the trials and tribulations you faced as you went forward with producing the film?
Right. Well, we actually had I think 3 or 4 different groups or casts starting in the fall of '03 or spring of '04. But each time the issue, like always, is money. There just wasn't enough money to make it, because you just need a certain amount of money to make a decent product, whatever you're making. And then, so finally, by 2007, I had a script that I was pretty happy with, and I actually had to fund it out of my own pocket, which is something you normally don't want to do. But in this case, with Chuckle's Revenge being an interactive DVD, which is not a mainstream product at all, it's hard to get an investor. And I wanted to do this thing, so I paid for it out of my pocket. I saved up money. It cost a little over $10,000, and I just we had the script in '07, and starting at the end of '07, I started looking for a writer to write the screenplay. I put up an ad on Craigslist. I heard from all these writers. We picked a woman in Ohio who did the best scene, and then from there I just put together the whole crew, the director, cameraman, all that, and it just came together. We shot in the summer of '08.
Okay. And was that an entire summer kind of thing, or how long was the production?
We did it. I was working a day job, so we only had 2 weekends, and that was how it was budgeted. But like always, you never get enough, and certain things were missing. We actually did have to go back to the location, which is in South Florida, sort of a woodsy area that I used. We had to go back at least 2 or 3 times with the girls that star in this, and I had to get another cameraman, and my brother directed a little bit. I directed it a little bit. My friend directed. It wasn't the original director. We kind of just had to add some material, and so we did have to go back. And then all through 2009, it was editing and, post-production. It took a long time.
Okay. So this next question actually comes from one of the viewers. What made you think of creating the film? So I guess what was the reason behind settling on kind of a clown horror film? Is that something that you're taking from some influence from your youth or other things you're into? I guess where did the idea come from?
I guess I was just open. I was trying to come up with a killer. Who's going to be the killer? And I just settled on a clown, no particular reason. However, the initial clown for Chuckle's Revenge, I let my mind just go free, and I think what's the wildest thing I could imagine, and that was not just a clown, but a little person. So the first Chuckle was actually a little person who was actually 3'10", a guy named David. It didn't work out with him. He was one of those original casts. He physically couldn't even hold a chainsaw. We had to compromise, and I gave him a cleaver, but he was in so much pain. Physically, he had to pass. I got a second little person named Scott, who was, I think, 4'10" or something. In the end, though, my brother convinced me that I should play Chuckle. I'm sure Scott wasn't happy about that. Sorry, Scott. But my brother felt that for financial reasons and just more control, I should play Chuckle, which is what I did in the end. Yeah.
Okay, so this brings to light an important point. I don't think they make small enough chainsaws for everybody in the population. Apparently, we should write a note to Craftsman or something.
You know what? I went to, I think it was Lowe's or I don't know where, some hardware store with the original Chuckle, whose name is David, and we tried out different chainsaws. It was kind of a weird scene, but he actually couldn't hold even the littlest one. He was a little guy. I might have been a little too hasty in casting him. I just said, "Yeah, you're Chuckle, you're it." But physically, he was just too little. And physically, I didn't realize a lot of little people do have physical problems and pain. And he had to just pass. He couldn't carry the chainsaw, so I compromised, which is really bad on my part. And I said, "Okay, we'll use a cleaver." We gave him a cleaver, but the movement and the acting, when we were doing some test shots, he was in too much pain. So he passed the second Chuckle, which actually there is a video online of that trailer. I think it's a 2-minute trailer with Scott. And we did have a little chainsaw for him. But finally, we settled on me playing Chuckle with a full-size chainsaw, which actually is in the trunk of my car right now.
Is it really?
In there. I'm too lazy to take it out and clean it.
Does it still have all of the various special effects, gore, and everything like that on it, or? It
still says Chuckle on it. So if I ever get pulled over, I sometimes I wonder. I'm going to have to explain. If I ever get pulled over by a cop, I'm going to have to say, "Hey, look, this was a prop for a movie. However, it is a real chainsaw, and I think there's still gasoline in it."
You might be in violation of something, Adam, somewhere. You might want to check into that.
I
know. So I guess my next question kind of centers around why create an interactive movie? So I mean, obviously the traditional films that are made are more so you tell a narrative, right? You have a beginning, a middle, and an end, and there's really no choice involved. It almost, I mean, and we'll talk a little bit about games and how this kind of relates in a little bit, but what made you decide to go against the traditional film kind of kind of setup and go more with an interactive experience?
Looking back, I probably would have been better off making a regular 90-minute feature because I could have sold it to a distributor, although you don't do too well with that either financially, at least for your first film. But at the time in 93, as I was reading about DVD being developed, first why do we need a new format? VHS is fine, what's this? And then as I read about it, I realized, it's interactive and you can jump around really quickly to different scenes. And all of a sudden I thought, hey, you could do some kind of interactive horror thing. Girl is running, tell her to go this way, tell her to go that, and you could actually do that. So that was really it right there in 93. And then DVD didn't take off, of course, until the late 90s. I think it was 97 or 98. And then in 99, I started developing Virtual Prey in LA. And then in 03, of course, Chuckle's Revenge.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned about the interactivity element and kind of the horror kind of aspect. I'm not sure how familiar you are with some of the games and things that have been released in recent history, but there have been a couple games that have been released that essentially has taken that exact concept of a horror almost choose your own adventure interactive kind of thing. Of course, they didn't do it with full motion video, but they've created it more from an interactive standpoint with 3D graphics and all that kind of stuff. So it's interesting that you were kind of thinking about this well in advance of when anybody else was probably thinking about it from that standpoint. I mean, you look back in history and there were arcade games that kind of had a similar kind of approach, but never in the horror genre, which I think is the key difference there.
Right. I've seen some of those games. There have been a few interactive live action DVDs. There's a website that actually did an interview recently. I just forgot the name of it, but that's all they feature on there is live action DVDs, and ours is one of them. And there have been a bunch of them. I don't think they have taken off like video games have, of course. They don't have all the possibilities. Like I have a PS4. Of course, you could do incredible things on a PS4 these days, or an Xbox, compared to what you could do on a DVD player. But still, the live action with real actors is a special thing in itself.
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you, even from back in the 90s when video was, and obviously when CD-ROMs originally started coming out, they, from the gaming industry, got really, really big into trying to include as much full motion video in games as possible. And everybody thought it'd be the next big thing, because you look back at gaming history back in the 80s, well, you had these little sprite characters walking across the screen. There was no realism there. I mean, there were nice colors, but no realism. So there was a huge concerted effort to try to make things more realistic. And when full motion video kind of broke onto the scene, I think everybody thought, oh my God, this is going to be great. I can actually see the actors. I can feel the performances, because you couldn't get that out of pixels back then. And I think that's where a lot of the interactive elements, and that's probably where the interactive DVD, especially, is something that's very, very different than the traditional gaming medium. Now, I think there are analogs between the two. I think that there are similarities, but I think you're right. You can capture performances via graphics, but not nearly the same as an actual full motion video kind of experience.
Right. I became obsessed, actually. Once in a while, I do get obsessed with things, and I was obsessed with making this. Like Virtual Prey, which came before this, we worked on that from 99 to 03, and it didn't happen. And then when I came back to South Florida, I immediately started on Chuckle's Revenge in the fall of 03. It really took me 6 years to finish it, which is kind of crazy. So,
yeah, definitely. So this next question actually comes from one of our viewers, Purple Fire. He says, have you ever thought about making a story-based video game?
No, not really. No, if I do something else, it might be another Chuckle's Revenge Part 2, another interactive. As far as a video, there's people out there doing so much with video games today. No, I haven't really thought about doing that.
Okay.
No. There's other people out there doing so much more, and I'm not a programmer, So, I mean, I guess if I were to do that, I would just hire the right people, and I guess it would be like a slasher type video game. But that's out there also. So, um, I don't think I would. I think I just let the people who are experts do that.
Now that makes sense. So speaking of a Chuckles 2, are there any plans for a Chuckles 2?
Well, I've spoken to a few of the actresses from Chuckle's Revenge, and they said, sure, if I were to do this, maybe I would do like a Kickstarter campaign. I'm certainly not going to pay for it like I did before out of my pocket. That's not the way to do it. But I would try to do one of these Kickstarter campaigns, and if people were motivated to make it happen, then sure, we would do another one. They're not that much to produce, doesn't cost that much, and uh, we could. Yeah, sure, that's possible. That's still possible. I have to get inspired. It's possible.
So there's no story in the can already for Chuckle for the Chuckle's next revenge.
You know what? I mean, a while back I was working on something. In fact, I'll even tell you one of the deaths that was going to happen in the sequel. I should probably shouldn't, but I'll just give it away like a little teaser. If we do another one of them is going to be Chuckle has one of the girls tied down, and he has like a funnel, like a funnel you pour gas into your car.
Mm-hmm.
He has a funnel down her throat, and he takes a birthday cake and he crams it down the funnel down her throat.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
I think I would back the Kickstarter just to see that. So you've got my support on that one.
For that.
So what were you? So when you made Chuckles, were you going for a pure horror kind of experience, or was it, or were you thinking about like a bunch of people sitting around in a living room and kind of saying, go left, go right, kind of thing?
Right. I didn't think of this as pure horror like The Exorcist or Texas Chainsaw Massacre, because with the game element, immediately it's not that scary. It's sort of a game thing, a game experience. And I thought young people would be sitting in their living room, playing it, drinking, whatever they're doing, getting kind of wild. Hey, click on the left there, go right, do this, do that, and just a fun group experience. That's really what I thought of. The clown, the chainsaw, the whole idea of the clown. I think you asked before. I just thought that was over the top. I wanted the whole thing to be over the top and crazy.
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. So. Oh, I just lost my train of thought. So now I remember what I was going to say. So everybody watching, Adam says go get some beer and before we get started,
or whatever,
or whatever your poison, just go for it. A couple new viewers came back in. TMNT Lover and Bubbly, welcome back to the stream. How you guys doing today? Welcome and happy Tuesday. We are interviewing Adam Prusan, the creator and clown star of Chuckle's Revenge, which we're actually going to be playing in just a little bit. So actually, before we get started into the actual game, Adam, I think I just have one more question, and that's, is there anything that you would have changed about the movie if you had the chance? I mean, obviously, we talked a little bit about some of the casting for Chuckle himself, but right. Is there anything else you would have changed in retrospect?
If we had more money, more time, I would have liked even more interaction, more possibilities. Believe it or not, we were talking. I'm sure. Well, I don't know if everyone's heard of Lon Chaney.
I have.
Okay, Lon Chaney, of course, was a famous horror actor from the 1940s. We actually met with Lon Chaney Jr., who is an incredible clown. I believe he lives in Las Vegas. You look him up on the internet. He does a clown character that's amazing. We just couldn't afford him being Chuckle, but I would have liked him to have been Chuckle. More interaction, and that's more blood, more various deaths and all that. But when you have a limited budget and time, you have to do what you can,
Right. No, I think that makes a lot of sense. So at this point, guys, I think what we're going to do is actually start the playthrough. So the way we're going to work this, I'm going to do my traditional commentary like I always do. I'm going to take Adam is going to be taken off the screen, but he'll still be on via Skype, so he'll be able to hear everything that's going on. He's watching the stream right now as well. So I may stop the movie at different points and maybe ask some different questions. If you guys have questions, obviously ask the questions. Dan, welcome back to the stream. How you doing today, my friend? Welcome back. Oh, Adam, we're getting some hate for clowns. Everybody is scared of the clowns. So this should be a great experience. It's several people's phobias that are in stream right now.
I know some people have issues with clowns. I understand that. I realize that.
But I think that makes it even better. That's the way it should be.
I know. In fact, some clowns, when we were casting this, we had some angry letters from real clowns who hated that we were portraying clowns in a violent way.
Really?
Yeah, we saved a couple of them. Yeah, really hateful, angry emails. Yeah.
That's so. Are there like clown advocacy groups? Like I mean, is there like a there's all these I can't even speak advocacy groups for different groups. Is there like a Clown Association of America that kind of went after you, or like?
Oh, but you know what? I'm in Florida, and I believe the Ringling Group or company is up in Central Florida, and I started getting in touch with clowns that had worked through Ringling. And these were professional clowns, and I told them what we wanted them to do and what it was. And like I said, there were a couple people who were really offended that I was portraying clowns with a chainsaw, the violence and blood. A couple of, I think I saved one of the emails. I have to find it. It was kind of interesting, yeah. So.
Yeah, that's interesting, but I guess it makes sense because it's an actual. I mean, it's a livelihood, right? And I mean, there's any number of. And I'm sure that there were accountants that were pissed off somewhere when that Michael Douglas movie Falling Down came out, where it portrayed him as kind of a crazy psycho accountant. So I'm sure different people.
I saw that, but they didn't really emphasize the accountant part of that as much as we emphasize, of course, Chuckle is the clown.
Well, yeah, no, I mean yours is pretty in your face. It's like, yeah, this clown is going to get you, and then good luck is kind of the way I interpret it.
Oh yeah, I know people have issues with clowns. I've seen some people are scared of clowns a lot, or really disturbed, by clowns as much as they are the devil,
Yeah, and why do you think that is? I mean, I was trying to think about this earlier today. I was trying to think about why are clowns so have such a fear associated with them, and I don't know if it's related to the makeup or if it's just they're supposed to be these jolly guys, and suddenly when they go bad, it's just a really bad thing. Like, what do you have any ideas, or what are your thoughts about why people are so averse to clowns in certain situations?
Maybe it's that they're so. I mean, they're supposed to be funny. They're not really. They're kind of silly. They're not really funny if you think about it. They're not funny like the Three Stooges or. Something like that. They're just kind of doing silly things, and the makeup is part of it, and maybe happy makeup, and I don't know. I don't really know why. So like pantomime guys, they're scary too, aren't they?
They are. I wouldn't want to meet a mime in a dark alley. I mean,
right. Yeah, they're in the same boat. They're in the same category. They're scary too.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah. Yeah, and one of the viewers in the chat just said, Stephen King must have gotten an earful for It and the portrayal of, what was it, Pennywise? Was that his name?
Yeah, that was scary. That was a scary clown.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That was a scary movie. It really was.
So, all right. So we are going to get started. So, Adam, I'm going to switch the scene. You're going to drop off the screen, but we're going to keep you obviously online via audio. And then I'll probably stop at different points and we'll continue talking. And obviously, if anybody has any questions out there, feel free to jump in and send them in, and we will ask the questions. See, we have somebody else that just stopped in. Devious Furball says, I'm British and have an issue with anyone telling me I should be happy. Also, clowns have no sense of personal space. So that's another theory. Devious Furball, welcome to the stream. How you doing today? Welcome. And we had one other person that had stopped by. Holy shit. Welcome back to the stream. How you doing today? You'll see these Twitch names, Adam, and some of the Twitch names are very interesting. It's very, very. Some of them are funny. Some of them are just kind of peculiar. But we are going to get started. So let's get the movie on. So I'm gonna see if we can get a monitor capture going. And we're going to open it. I may have to adjust the audio a little bit. Oops, let's make sure this works. Oops, I didn't want to do it like that. Hopefully it loads up. Oh, there we go. Okay, guys. So this is Chuckle's Revenge. We're going to get started right now. A bunch of like 21-year-olds get together for a party.
Our beautiful birthday
What could
girl
possibly go wrong?
Say something to Kristen.
What?
What is she?
What?
No stupid to the camera.
What?
Oh.
What did she say?
Happy birthday to my bestest friend.
She is.
Where's the tequila?
She is totally wasted, guys. Oh, look! They got their male entertainment. He's here. Oh shit! Not what they expected. That's an awesome boombox. That is. Oh, this is just like that one time at the strip club, except nothing like it.
I am so sorry, Chuckles.
Oh, see, she's apologetic.
Come to my party.
She just kicked him in the balls. Why'd she kick him in the balls? That's not right. Uh-oh. This is like that Fox special when sorority girls go bad. 1 year later. I figured the reverb helped. See, everybody's in support of Chuckles. A clown scorned is never happy. Once bringing joy to children's parties everywhere, one clown is out for revenge. He remembers that fateful night 1 year ago. It haunts him. It haunts his dreams. That kick to the balls just wasn't right. What will Chuckles do when he finally decides to get revenge? And forget about the bottle incident. That was just too far. Chuckle has planned, he has plotted, and now he exacts Chuckle's revenge. So apparently it's time to get revenge, guys. That is one, I don't even know what that picture is, but that is a messed up picture. It's like, what artwork are you into, woman? This looks like deviant art, but like literally drawn by a deviant. This is, oh no! Oh no! Somebody's in there. What is that? Guys, Chuckle's getting excited. Oh, she's working outside all, She's working outside all being like, you know, whatever. And oh yeah, you can bend down, that's fine. Oh wait, there's something in the filter. Oh my god. It's a hell of a spider.
Monica?
That spider is, I don't like spiders. What we got? What do we have? Oh, the axe or the saw. I'm thinking the axe, guys. I'm thinking the axe gives us a better opportunity. What do you think? I'm thinking axe. All right.
Don't move.
Don't move. I'm not a real good lumberjack. Run faster. Holy shit, it's a chainsaw. So this is the chainsaw that Adam has in his trunk right now. Right? Maybe? Maybe this will work. Yeah, but these ladies are just, they're not cardiovascularly fit. They're missing the, oh, they're stuck. Uh-oh. The game fooled us. Chuckles won! Yes! Chuckles won! I'm so happy. I am so happy that Chuckles won, guys. That was exactly the way that should have ended. That was the way it should have gone. Chuckles is my new clown hero. I would say Chuckles was damn those ladies. You know, that's why you don't stick a bottle up a clown's bum. That's just why. You just don't. I'm just saying it. All right, let's see now. All right, so that, my friends, that was the movie. So we're gonna go back to Adam on screen. So let us get started, and let me just make sure my audio is all good. So Adam, can you still hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. Wow. So I'm telling you, I think we got the, I don't know what other endings there are, but I think we got the good ending with Chuckle winning, personally.
That's one way to look at it. Yeah.
I mean, honestly, the way those sorority girls treated him at the beginning, I can't find fault with his revenge plans. It just seemed, it made sense to me. I really enjoyed that. I thought that was a lot of fun, and I can only imagine what it would have been like if you had like an additional, like, more budget or time, or, you know what I mean? Just like if it could have been like a full scale kind of thing. I think it could have been really, really intense. And I mean, as it is, I mean, I thought it was great. It had just the right amount of comedy along with like the horror elements to just really, really make something that I would think would be very entertaining in a group of people just kind of sitting around and being like, oh, you know, yeah, do the shots and we'll do shots too. You know, something like that. I think it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think it could be fun for a party. I think it's a great Halloween party game, or maybe just some guy who's alone and bored, you know.
I don't know. I wouldn't want to meet that guy who's just alone and bored and putting in Chuckle's Revenge for his Halloween. It's like, no, kids, don't go to that house. That's got the weird guy in it. No, not that one. But yeah, so Adam, this movie is still for sale right now, right? It's on sale on Amazon.com?
Yes, it's on Amazon.com, and check it out and see what you think. I hope you like it.
So everybody, that was Chuckle's Revenge. It is available on Amazon. I purchased a copy. I do not regret my decision. I think just the fun we had right now over the last hour and a half or so, or hour and 10 minutes or so, was totally worth it. And also, just so you guys know, so there are alternate paths through the story, and obviously we didn't pick all the paths, so there's alternate things going there. And also there is a behind the scenes featurette that's included. That's around, what is it, Adam, like 45 minutes or so, that kind of goes a little bit more in depth behind. I think
it's 30 minutes.
30 minutes that goes behind the scenes and talks about how the film was made and the casting and all that kind of stuff. So thank you, Random Dude. Random Dude just posted a link to your film, Adam, over in chat. So anybody who wants to check it out, please do so. Enjoy it for Halloween. Are there any other questions out in chat? If there are any other questions out in chat, please send them over now. So if not, and we'll give it a little bit of a few seconds for the delay to get through. But if not, Adam, I just want to really thank you for taking the time to stop by and chat with us and everything, and take time out of your day to come on to this silly gaming stream and just kind of talk with everybody and share your video with everyone. I think everybody had a really good time. I know I definitely had a great time.
Sure, thank you. It was fun. I appreciate letting people check out Chuckle's Revenge, and it was a lot of fun. Thank you.
Absolutely. We did get one other question, which was actually answered earlier, but maybe you can touch upon it again, Adam, because a couple new people came in as we were doing it. Random Dude asks, how long did it take to make the film?
Well, we shot it in June of 2008. We went back a couple more times for a couple weekends. So most of 2008, post-production was in 2009. So I guess depends on how you look at it, a couple years, a year or two.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, well, I don't think there are any other questions. So, Adam, once again, thank you for your time. At this point, unless you have anything else you'd like to talk about, I'm going to end the Skype call and probably continue with a couple other games or so at this point. Obviously, you feel free to stick around in the stream if you'd like, but otherwise, we'll probably cut the Skype audio at this point. So thank you very much, Adam.
Thank you.
All right, have a good day.
You too. Thanks.
Bye. That was Chuckle's Revenge. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Devious. I'm sorry, Calvin. I apologize. We just cut it off. I apologize. So that was Chuckle's Revenge, guys. That was something I know it was a little bit different. It was a little bit different than what we normally do. But hopefully, what do you guys? So tell me, what did you guys think about this kind of thing? I know it's different than what we normally do, but the whole interview kind of set up and having somebody come in that actually worked on something and then kind of playing their thing and talking about it and stuff like that. What do you guys think? Was it something you would like to see again if we had the opportunity? Or is it something that's like, PWB, what are you thinking? You shouldn't do that again. Just play games, stick to what you're moderately good at. You know, so what do you guys think? I'd like to hear your feedback. Now, as far as what we're going to do next. Oh, random dude like that. Okay, cool. I'm glad. I mean, it's something that I've been wanting to do, and I know that for anybody who had listened to my short-lived podcast when I was doing that a little bit more frequently, I had said that I wanted to get some interviews and stuff on there. But now I've had a lot more time to do Twitch streaming anyway, so I figured, well, let's do some interviews. Let's do interviews on Twitch if we can. 2Serial missed it. Oh, I'm sorry, 2Serial, but welcome back to the stream. Hopefully you're having a good day. Otherwise, Devious Furball loved it. Likes getting to talk with content creators. Very good. Calvin was only here for 10 minutes. Says 6 out of 10 for playing it again. TJ says that was awesome. Yeah, so here's the thing. That is the only time we're going to see that on Twitch. And in that video, the video of the interview and highlights of the playthrough will be posted to YouTube, but the whole movie will not be posted to YouTube because obviously we don't want to detract any sales from Adam's movie. So that is kind of the way we're going to. That's kind of the way we're going to do it. So anybody who wants to see the highlights can catch it. But this was like a one-time thing, at least for this film. Can I play Five Nights at Freddy's? I probably won't play Five Nights at Freddy's tonight, TMNT, just because I'm probably not going to play that one right now. But we need to play something. So you know what? We've got a bunch of people here, and we've got around an hour and 15 minutes. I am okay if you guys want to do some Quiplash. So let me just if you guys want to do Quiplash, I'm okay with that. So let me just stop and restart the